my aunt used to say, I don't want to be a nurse with a purse. And I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. And guys don't want to be a, wallet with a whatever rhymes with that. So what was the question?
Did you push record?
Thanks so much for tuning back into Second Act TV. I'm so happy to welcome Joni Caldwell Lerner back to Second Act today. Joni, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Always happy to be here.
Joni, if you haven't seen her yet on Second Act, is a transformational coach to help you live, your best life. And a lot of that, especially, for our demographic here, for our vintage, is women who are looking for a new man, online dating, etc. And we've done lots of segments on that, of course. And in that regard, and you brought this to my attention, I thought would be a great conversation. What, do women want in a man? Zoosk put out an article. Zoosk is a big dating site, and they analyzed like over 2 million profiles and compared the words that were written, descriptive of what people are looking for. And it was an interesting conversation I had with Robert Manny, one of our other relationship experts on that. I mean, it's got tons of views. So you brought to my attention, well, that's the same thing for women. Let's look at what it is that, the dating sites say, or what is being logged as what women want. And there's some interesting stuff here. And I'm approaching it from the perspective that I'm not sure that how accurate this is, to be quite frank.
Yeah, I don't blame you, but and I want to say this right up front so that it gets said.
Yeah.
Is that every human being is completely different. We're like snowflakes.
Yeah.
So every woman should decide for themselves what's important. And you're right. I mean, the list was very interesting. And what I found first, right off the bat, interesting is they broke it down into demographics, 20s. I don't know what it was exactly, but there are 3 columns.
Yeah,
right?
30s, 40s, and 50s. I have it right here.
30s, 40s, and 50s. The very first one was honesty. Mm-hmm. Which that makes sense to me. That really does make sense to me. And we're talking about honesty about our past, honesty about the future, honesty about what you want, honesty about who you are.
Yeah.
And if you look at the men's, I think it's the same thing. They want honesty. And yet there's so much bull and lying and fabricating and puffing up. And they're going to find out that you're not that picture of you 15 years ago. They will. So be honest from the get-go.
Yeah, I had the same thought, that honest across the board, and when all of us, I'll include myself in it. When I was online, I was honest, but you present your best self, and how much of that is exaggerated, or is it really on? I mean, we're never really honest.
Well, okay, so I had one guy who contacted me, and I was very clear. In my early 50s is when I got very, very active. And I was hiking the Grand Canyon, and I was doing these extraordinary things and just living my life. And I wanted a partner to do those things with. And so I was very clear, active. And this one guy said, yeah, I saw that, after our second date. And he said, my exercise is getting from the couch to the refrigerator and back again. And I'm like, it's a huge part of my life. Please tell me the truth. Don't waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. And find a gal that loves to sit and eat popcorn with you.
Well, the way they generalized, said women of all ages want someone honest and kind. Okay, yeah, we do.
Yeah, sure.
Why did it pop up in these algorithms that they use as number one? I don't know. Older women are looking for gentlemen, and a loving partner becomes more important as you get older. Okay, that all makes sense.
Yeah,
other words, just to remind you, like the top 10: honest, fun, laugh, humor, kind, sense of humor. I don't know how that's different from humor. Relationship.
Interesting. Yeah, I want to say something about that. If you don't want a relationship, just tell me, and I will tell you.
Yeah.
But be honest. Now we're back to honest again. If it's about a relationship and companionship, then awesome. Then you can align from the get go. But eventually, somebody's going to get hurt if you're not telling the truth, and you may not even know your own truth. So take a minute and really decide. Because and I saw a man comment. It was very interesting. She's just getting out of this divorce, and she just wants to party and have fun. Well, that may be true. Good for you. No judgment, but be honest about what you want, and don't pretend that you're this poor guy is like, I want to be in a relationship. No, I'm having fun, and vice versa. It's
Yeah.
not, I never throw one or the other under the bus. I love all humans.
Yeah. Yeah. What I think when we talked off camera too, what struck me, and I talked about that with Robert too, because there was just certain things that I thought were missing that were
Yeah.
so obvious, and so in these profiles or wherever they pulled this data, is this written because do we write how we think we should present ourselves, or what we really want? Like for men,
Yeah.
not even anywhere was that they want a beautiful woman or a good, where
Right.
that's like the number one thing they want, somebody visual. The first thing I do is look at picture. It was just such an obvious, glaring omission. And
Yeah.
and here, to me, what's a glaring omission is like confident, intelligent, successful. How do you say that without sounding like you're after money?
Uh, you can say, I'm confident, I'm intelligent, I'm successful. Now you sound like you're bragging, but in some fashion or other, you're going to find your match. Like the man I'm with is very successful, but not the way you think. He doesn't have millions in the bank. He's emotionally intelligent.
Hmm.
He is successful in the job that he has. We're kind of matched in that way. And that's that, I just my aunt used to say, I don't want a nurse. I don't want to be a nurse with a purse. And I like, okay, well, that makes sense. And guys don't want to be a, wallet with a whatever rhymes with that. So what was the question?
No, the glaring omission. I think the whole thing about money,
Yeah.
and I get it all the time on the
Okay.
channel too. Oh, all women want is a man, they
Yeah.
want to be supported. They want, they're bringing their own baggage to the table. I can support
Exactly.
myself.
Exactly. Now, look, a man worked hard his whole life. At this age, he's got his house, he's got his savings, he's got his retirement. He doesn't want somebody coming in and just going,
Right.
that's not my thing. Is walk into the relationship and be a partner.
Hmm.
I'm not looking for a meal ticket. That disempowers me. So you want an empowered woman. You want a partner. That's what you can say. I want a man who's a partner. You know, and again, when I just wanted to say this about the what women or what men want. You commented on beautiful, etc. Well, they can see the pictures. As they're flipping through or whatever. So that's not listed in what I want because he can see it. I think. And then you and I also talked about the fact that we like handsome men too. You
Of
know,
course.
but
Of course.
but I'm not looking for 25-year-old handsome. I'm looking for 60-year-old handsome. And what that to me, I just want to say this too, means healthy
Yes.
and alert and present.
Yes. Well, and you brought up a good point. Health, yeah. And especially if it's 50 plus, we do
Yes.
have other needs and wants
Hmm.
than
Hmm.
younger. And I don't see a big difference here. The same words are all over the page, and frankly, they sound boring.
Yeah, but one man's boring or one woman's boring is another woman's excitement. I mean, it is so subjective. And okay. It's all about being authentic. Like, honestly, just be your authentic self. You're enough. Who you are is enough. Stop trying to be something else or think you're supposed to look a certain way. I mean, I am not ever going to have, um, I'm never going to have a youthful body again. I mean, I love this body because it's strong and it gets me where it goes, and it's athletic, and I've worked hard to be that. And some people that doesn't matter. They just want somebody to do puzzles with, and that's beautiful too.
I
Be
love doing
authentic.
puzzles.
Oh, I love puzzles. It works out my fingers.
I just find these things so interesting, because I don't know if it's helpful or not, or whether it's just propagating just.
Do you know what it's helpful for? it's helpful that it caught our eye and we can have this conversation. And one of the ones that was on the list, and I don't know that you've mentioned it, is that the second from the bottom was intelligence for our demographic. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be that he's got 6 degrees and he's, a 6-figure, whatever it is. I want emotional intelligence. So maybe that could have been delineated. I think it would have been way higher on the list. Because to me, somebody who can have a conversation, somebody who can look me in the eye, somebody who will listen to me, and that I can listen to and get excited about whatever he's doing. And the other thing is when you're in that kind of relationship, if he wants to watch football, awesome, sit and watch football. But then he gets to watch a rom-com with you. So you find your flow together.
Yeah. I think one thing, just a glaring omission too, is I think women want strong men. I think they want leaders. I think they want decisive. I mean, I did an interview with an author who wrote about this, and I had him on because, yes, I agree. I think women want strong, decisive men.
That's interesting because a woman like you who's strong and decisive makes sense, right? So somebody who is maybe not that way, maybe more introverted or passive, may want somebody who's more introverted and passive. Again, there is no good, bad. There's no right, wrong. It's like, what do you, beautiful person out there watching this, what do you want? Because that's what matters. It's not anything that's written in these, what do you call them?
Yeah, I don't know what they, but I mean, like you said, it's interesting. It's interesting we have this conversation, but I wouldn't want some man to read this and this is what I have to put in my profile. No. We're almost coming back to the end, Joni. Just have a couple minutes, but how would you sum this up? What do you think women over 50 really want? And I know you don't speak for every woman, but
yeah, I was just going to say that I can only speak for myself, and so what I want is somebody who's real. I want an authentic person. I want somebody who can have a conversation and who actually listens me, not listens to me, but listens me, because there's communication underneath what I'm saying too. And all the things I'm saying is what I have to give to him as well, because I can't give I can't get from that person what I am not willing to give, or to me, I'm not set, here are my demands and this is how you need to be. It's like, okay, I'm going to show up as authentic. I'm going to show up as loving. I'm going to show up and listen to you and really care about what you care about. And I want that too,
Yeah. I think that's fabulous advice and fabulous way to really end that. Put yourself out there as authentic as you are.
And don't judge yourself against some paradigm of beauty or whatever.
Yeah.
Be you. And I'm sure, your soul, perfect, gorgeous. You are absolutely gorgeous. And yes, I'm talking to you. Gorgeous. Go look in the mirror and say, yes, you're right. Joni's right.
Well, this is more of a fun conversation. I don't know. I'm sure there'll be opinions out there, and
bring them on.
I love hearing them. So yeah, I'll link to the article. You can read it, see if you get the same sort of feel for it that I did, and see what you think. But what do women want in a man?
Yeah. And, people can go to spiritualaliveness.org if they want to have an actual conversation with me. There's a scheduler in there, and you can have a complimentary coaching session with me. We'll actually get coaching in there if you want. So,
great.
Or just talk. Yeah. It's, the more you give, the more you give, the more you give, the more you get, the more you give, the more the better the world is, and that's the way it goes. So,
well, Joni, I obviously we will link to all of your information. Thank you for reminding me again that you have that free coaching option, which is I know it's come in handy for quite a few of our viewers. So
awesome.
So please do contact Joni if you so wish. And Joni, I look forward to another conversation with you soon on Second Act TV.
Oh, I love everything you're doing. Thank you for doing this and putting this out there for people. It's so helpful. It's inspiring.
Okay. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. The button is right over here. Just click on through to YouTube. When you see the little bell right next to the subscribe button, hit that too, and we'll notify you every time we launch a new video. See you next time.